I thought I was done, but then I got another revelation of a possible, meaning to what Paul was saying in Galatians 4:27. So welcome to part 5. In part 4 of this series, I have been breaking down the things that Paul said in 1 Corinthians chapter 7. So if you made it this far, congratulations. If you're now, watching this, I encourage you to go back and watch the others before you continue this video. And then go back and watch this video. So in the other videos, I'm talking about how Paul, I'm giving an explanation of what Paul is, saying, what he's talking about. And then also give in the fourth video, I, talk about Galatians 4:27, because I can see where there can be a misunderstanding of, like taking that scripture out of context as well. And so I already gave you a couple of things of what Paul is talking about here. But one more thing I want to add before we end this entire series. And this literally just came to me as I was thinking about the very first words here. For it is written, be glad, barren woman, you who never bore a child. You who never bore a child. Okay, let's think about that. A woman, and here's what I got to thinking about. A woman that never bore a child, they're fit. Meaning, like, because when a woman gets pregnant, they gain weight. And I know many women don't like to hear that. I'm not picking on you. This is, making a reference here. Many women who, they get pregnant, they gain weight because they eat. Because they also, it makes them hungry. So a woman eats when they're pregnant and they gain weight. So then after they give birth, they have to work out. I mean, it's a good, like, regardless of your, just gave birth or you never gotten pregnant as a woman before, it's always a good thing to work out. But what I'm saying is, after a woman that gets pregnant, to maintain a, that good look, to maintain that nice body, that nice figure, well, now it's time to work out and to get back to the weight they were before they got pregnant. And so you can almost say, just by taking the first, thing here, you who never bore a child, yeah. And then going further, you could say, Well, yeah, because being pregnant is now, as a man, like, I don't really know that, but I can only imagine how a pregnant woman feels. I mean, literally carrying that baby in her stomach. I don't think I would want to be up for that task. And that's another thing that you can think about. That maybe perhaps, and I'm not saying that he is, I'm just saying maybe perhaps. Because this is just playing around, ideas. Now, obviously, we already made a video, talking about what he actually is saying here. So don't, misunderstand what I'm saying. But when you look at all the things that the pregnant woman has to go through, you go, yeah, okay. Be glad, you who never bore a child. Like, and then you can take that further and go, yeah, because giving birth, there's birthing pains. Again, not necessarily saying that that's what, Paul is saying here. But when you just think about all the things that the pregnant woman has to go through, you go, yeah, they gain weight. So once they have the child, they have to lose it. Carrying the child is very, very difficult. And giving birth, there is birthing pains. And for a female that has never done that, like, yeah, they should be kind of, in a way, they should be lucky. Or they should be cheerful. Now, yes, it is also a blessing to have a child, because it's a blessing from God. That child is a blessing from God. When you finally have it and it's in your arms and you, oh, how cute. It erases all the bad. And so in that perspective, yeah, someone can say, well, I would rather be, have a child. And so when you think about that, you go, well, yeah, duh. That's not really the point. That's not exactly the point that Paul is trying to make. And I get that. Go back to the fourth video in this series, and you understand that that's not really the point that Paul is making. This is just extra. This is extra. This is something that you can take extra, that you can think of to say, yeah, I mean, up until you're holding the baby in your arms kind of thing. But, other than that, it's mainly just an extra, thing. It's mainly just the cherry on top, right? So don't take what I said out of context, because what I said, yeah, doesn't necessarily fit the scripture, so don't take what I said out of context and think that it, but yeah, just something a little extra.